Before we begin, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at DolynnyTV and on Instagram at TysonDolynny. You guys want to make sure you see what's going on behind the scenes here on Dolynny TV. That's where to find it. Let's get going. This is Dolynny TV, guys. A big welcome back to the channel. Today, we got some news out of Edmonton Oilers land, and let me tell you, it's not good. Already, like, seriously, we're talking Edmonton Oilers kind of luck. The season can't even get underway, and we have lost a defenseman due to injury. You believe that? I kind of already do. That's the kind of seasons the Edmonton Oilers always have. But what I'm more worried about is Andrej Sekera now out indefinitely. Here, I'll read you the tagline on sportsnet.ca. Edmonton Oilers defenseman Andrej Sekera will be out indefinitely after undergoing surgery to repair a torn Achilles tendon. The Oilers said on Twitter that Sekera was injured during an off-season training session. Sound like the Oilers' luck to you? Sounds like it to me. So right there, that's what we're talking today. Who's going to replace Andrej Sekera in the lineup? Of course, the new addition, Mr. Gravel from the LA Kings in the free agent frenzy there on July 1st. He could fill in for some games, but obviously you need a 7th defenseman or you need an actual number 6 and leave Gravel on the bench for number 7 kind of thing, right? So I have 4 candidates that I'm going to discuss today and tell you exactly why I think they could fill in. We already have familiarity with one, but it's just a matter of guys who could step in during training camp, try and shuffle out that role and figure out where they're going to go, right? So there's 4 of them that I really narrowed it down to. One I haven't heard much of, so if you guys have some insight into him, I really couldn't research too much. I want to get this video out as fast as possible, so we'll kind of glance over him, but he is a possibility is what I'm saying. But number 1, I think it's pretty simple who's going to get the shot to replace Andrej Sekera in the lineup. I mean, everyone's going to talk the number 1 draft pick for the Oilers in this past draft this summer, but the man you got to really talk about is Ethan Bear. Come on now. Ethan Bear steps in, plays 18 games for a depleted Oilers defense core, has 4 points, showed some promise, got lots of power play time, right? Like he was out there making a difference. Sure, he was minus 11. Sure, he had 10 penalty minutes. But you know what? The thing is, Ethan Bear got the shot. I doubt they season him in the AHL more, especially with this kind of a situation, right? If Ethan Bear has a chance to step in, this is it right now. So this would be the perfect opportunity to see Ethan Bear grow his game, fill out a roster spot in the defense core with somebody we already trust. Oilers fans, you know what I'm talking about. We loved, yes, sure, he had some holes in his game, but we loved what we saw in promise out of Ethan Bear in 2017, 2018. So I would 100%, if I'm voting on these 4 candidates right now, I'm taking my shot and voting on Ethan Bear being the number 6 defenseman, paired with Russell, paired with somebody on that defense core for this season. That's my pick. Okay, easy, simple, done. Okay, good. Now, the other one that I could think along the same lines, similar kid to Ethan Bear, I mean in terms of age and in terms of the story of him, Caleb Jones. Now I've argued for this before. I've argued in my top 5 rookies you could see make the debut in the NHL this season. This would be a good time for him to make said debut, right? That's the thing. Caleb Jones could easily step into camp, come in and be Caleb Jones that I really like, the flashy kind of guy that he can be at times, also the steady defenseman he can be as well, and just come in and have a good camp and see himself on the roster, right? Now, I don't think Caleb Jones would be your man in the rotation every single game. I think Gravel would get a lot more games if Caleb Jones is the way they choose to go with this, but you know, I don't know. I could see it. Caleb Jones didn't get any NHL time last season. He played 58 games in the AHL, was injured at one point, I do believe, had 2 goals, 15 assists, 17 points, 43 penalty minutes. The one number that I think really, just to go off Hockey DB, that draws me back and away from Caleb Jones making his NHL debut to start the NHL season in 2018-2019 would be the one sole number that we're going to talk about right here, a minus 25 rating in the plus-minus category. That's not going to help his case when he goes to argue why he should be making the jump to the NHL right out of camp. But like I said, for Caleb Jones, it's all about walking in, having a good camp, playing steady Eddie back there, and just showing the Oilers, hey, you can trust me, let me have the ice time. And I'm saying these guys might start the time they're kind of battling it out for Andrej Sekera's ice time. We could see all 4 of these guys that I've mentioned come in and fill the role at some point, right? Like, we're not talking bing, bang, boom, one guy's going to take off with it. The only one guy I really trust to do that is Ethan Bear, but Caleb Jones could come up, then you could call up Ethan Bear, then you could call up our next candidate I am going to talk about, Philip Berglund, Mr. Sweden here on this list. 6-foot defenseman. Okay, not bad. 206 pounds. Okay, I'll take that. And 21 years old. Now, this is the guy I was saying that I don't know too much about. I could be getting myself in hot water by saying this, that he could make the jump and fill his time. But if he gets to come to camp and gets to have a little bit of fun, I think he could come in and make a difference as well. 13 points in 44 games played in the Swedish Hockey League last season. 32 penalty minutes, a plus 12 rating right there, you see? That bodes a lot well than a minus 25 for Caleb Jones. And then in the playoffs, he got into 16 games, had 4 assists, as well as, like I said, the 16 games played. So he's seasoned, he's gotten some hard ice time last season. I think he could easily jump in and make a difference as well, depending on how the Oilers work camp, right? I could see the Oilers easily choosing just Ethan Bear. Yeah, you know what? He's just got to do A, B, C. He's in. Don't worry about the other guys. We'll call them up need be. But you know what I mean? Like, it's a battle to figure out how this is all going to play piece, because I don't think the Oilers exactly expected Sekera to go down with off-season training injury, right? So it's going to be a challenge. And that brings me to, before we round out my thoughts, that number 1 pick, number 10 overall. He fell in the draft to us just handily, man. I was so happy sitting at the bar getting my hands on Evan Bouchard. Now this is going to be the good one, because Evan Bouchard, he's had some time to step up and get himself seasoned, right? By the time he turns 19, the NHL season will be only 17 days old. You good with those numbers? I'm great with those numbers. He's going to be 19 years old. But like they said, that season of junior last year really came around and helped him out. 67 games played, 25 goals as a defenseman, 62 assists. Like, he was putting up big record kind of numbers in the OHL in the past couple of years for draft class wise. 87 points, 54 penalty minutes, and a plus 23 rating right there. That's what we're talking about. So right there, Evan Bouchard, this is going to be the challenge. He has to prove that first he is worth the look at camp, right? So he has to play games 1 and 2 of whatever he gets into very well. And then games 3 and 4, like if he gets 6 games total, like chunk it up into 3 sections, games 3 and 4 he has to show that he's improved from games 1 and 2 and that he's ready for the workload, right? Like they'll have to throw him to the Wolves kind of in games 3 and 4. And then 5 and 6 is just kind of, can he handle the pace and what can we adjust to make him fit what we need him to do in terms of replacing Andrej Sekera for us this season. Then he's not out of the woods, right? Because he is an NHL rookie and he's on his entry-level deal. Then you've got to ask him, hey, how many games do you want to stay up? Well, that's a management decision, not his decision. But basically, you use it as a motivator, right? You say, how many games are you looking to stay up? And obviously his answer is the full season. So he's going to have to fight through and get it going down the line, right? So he'll have to play game 1 hard, game 2 hard, and game 3. And he'll be playing not to make mistakes. Now, the worst thing a defenseman can do is play not to make mistakes, which scares me, and that's why I'm kind of shied away from Evan Bouchard. Now, let's go back to Ethan Bear. Ethan Bear, I really like him. I think Ethan Bear is my man. 100% my vote goes to Ethan Bear. Right now in the comment section down below, let me know. Does your vote go to Ethan Bear? Does it go to Caleb Jones with that terrible plus-minus from last season, but he can rebound and he can have a good camp and show the Oilers what he can do at 21 years old? Does your vote go to Philip Berglund if he gets the shot? Or does it go to the pick everybody seems to be going on Twitter, like a bunch of the Oilers guys who follow the team saying Evan Bouchard, rush him, get him in there, let's go. First round, 10th overall, oh man, that's good enough, let's get him into the lineup. Where's your pick? Who's your pick? Out of these 4? I'm just providing 4 because I feel that's what I can cover accurately in a 10-minute video and give you guys some insight into. So anyways, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV, my pick is Ethan Bear. Get those comments going down in the section below and let me know your thoughts. I will catch you guys, as always, the next time some Oilers news breaks. This is Dolynny TV, I am up on out of here.